Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Congrats, you guys have survived another week. You have made it back to another invasion, recap, and review. Let me just say this right away. If you enjoy this show, I recommend just not watching this video, because it's going to get ugly. You know, this might turn into a really big rant. Just got finished watching the episode. We're going to talk about it. We're going to do a quick recap like I always do. Walk through what happened in the episode, maybe discuss a couple of things if there are things to discuss. You know, maybe some new discoveries, we can always dissect things. Have some theories about some cool things that might have happened. And then I'll give us my rating of the episode, my review for it. So this episode was titled Hope. Before we go into it, I just want to put out a little note that I know the quality of my camera isn't too great, right? I do plan on upgrading my camera very soon to something better. I kind of realized what my problem is with the camera. I figured it all out. And I was a small channel. I wasn't expecting a lot of views. So now that I have more views and I'm having more of an engaging community, I do want to give you guys some better quality videos. So I will be investing some time and money into a new camera. Just want to put that out there. But let's get into it. Please make sure you like this video if you end up enjoying it. Please make sure to subscribe so we keep up Invasion, all the movies, TV shows. But let's get into it. So the episode begins where we left off last episode with Anisha and her family. They're driving. Again, this episode begins a little bit too dark. I had the lights on while watching it. I couldn't even see the screen with the glare, so I had to get up, turn my lights off. It's just not good to have your show a little bit too dark. But only in the beginning I saw that problem with this episode. It's not like the last episode where the whole episode is too dark. And so we see them driving. Anisha questions her son about the alien killing medal. The son's just about to answer her, but Ahmed, the father, his health starts to decline. They all start to worry about him, and the credits start. Terrible opening. I will just say that because one, nobody cares about Ahmed. I think everyone here probably hates Ahmed. We wish he dies. So the fact that the episode begins where it's like, oh my god, he's gonna die. We hope he's dead. That's not a good opening. So after that, come across Travanti, the army guy. He's walking across the desert. He comes across his family who are going to the airport. That's sort of like the only big thing you need to know about that scene. Then we see Casper and the kids. They're walking through this like desolated London. It's like deserted, nobody's there. It's like some burning buildings. They come across this woman in a jeep. She's distraught. She's crying. Her town was just attacked by the aliens. And she gives the kids some bad news. She tells them that there's an alien invasion. 7 episodes in, these kids realize that there's an alien invasion, right? And so this was a huge step down in pacing for me, I think. This is where I realized it. Last episode, like you guys might have seen, I enjoyed it a little bit better. I didn't like the episode still, but I thought it was a little bit of a step forward in terms of, plot and pushing the story forward, and then we finally got to see aliens. This episode, like, you're just reiterating the same stuff. Anisha just confronted these aliens. Now we have to go to these other set of characters, and they got to find out there's an alien invasion. Like, we as the audience already know, so there's no substance there for us. Thank God for Mitsuki, though, who seems like the only character who's trying to move the plot forward in some sort of coherent manner. She's trying to send a message to the aliens, as we see in this episode, but Invasion Episode 7 likes to spend less time on Mitsuki and her plot. Instead, we get more of Casper roaming through deserted London. We see Travanti roaming through the desert or driving in a car. Or we see Anisha cooking up some burgers in an abandoned diner. We're more focused on that instead of Mitsuki, which I think if this episode maybe focused more on her and her plot, it could have been somewhat of a decent episode. And then, honestly, there's not much that happens until the last 10 minutes where we finally see another alien. The alien seems to be looking over something, and it leaves behind some black residue. And then Travanti, his character, ends with, the whole plot of this episode for his character was making it to the plane. So we finally make it to the plane, and the only thing we discover is that, God is watching over Travanti. He sells his only weapon for a family that he just met, and with a kid who doesn't even know how to properly drink water. And that's, the whole episode is focused on that plot, and at the end, it just feels like it just wasn't worth it at all. And then the episode ends with Mitsuki's plot, who finds this distress beacon from the Hoshi 12, which was the destroyed spacecraft from JASA that was in space. It was destroyed. Her girlfriend was on it, and now we see the distress beacon, so maybe they're alive. And before she can locate the source of the beacon, the military kicks down her door and drags her away. So 7 episodes in, we get this cliffhanger that doesn't feel important. It doesn't really feel like we're going anywhere. So I'm going to give you guys a rating for this episode. I was a little bit more harsh. I'm giving it a 1.6 out of 5. Last episode, I decided to give the show the benefit of the doubt. I was watching that episode, somewhat interested in what was going on, and it was shorter, so it was easier to digest. For this one, going back to an hour and just going back to the pacing of the episode before the last one, it just felt bad. We have this slow pacing, methodical pacing where it's like not really my thing for an alien invasion show. But when you give us what we want in that one episode, not really what we want, but it's better than what you've given us, and then you go back, I think that's just bad pacing. But this episode, the one thing that bugs me the most is that what did we learn in this episode? Did we learn anything new? Seriously, besides the Hoshi 12 signal at the very, very last minute, what did we learn? They're just reiterating the same stuff every episode. We're going in circles with the same characters, doing the same thing. Anisha just walks around. Javante just walks around. Casper just walks around. They're learning about an alien invasion. We already know there's an alien invasion. Give us some more. At least do some more discoveries. There's nothing. Even the alien metal piece, we still... At the very beginning, she asked, we don't know anything about it for the whole episode. They don't talk about it again. Casper, we know there's something wrong. He says one line that something's been wrong with his head ever since a kid, and then this is different. And that's it. And then the girl tries to kiss him after that. What is going on? And I see, listen, if you're watching this still, I told you don't watch it if you like the show. If you're watching this still, I see people saying that there's great cinematography, it's great acting. Some people, if you like this show, you will probably think this episode is great. I will say that, okay? And that's fine. But I honestly don't understand it. I can't support the show anymore, and it sucks. I know that I shouldn't be making videos on it. I see all you guys in the comments, hating on me for making videos about it. You don't gotta watch this video then. If I don't have to watch the show, if you're telling me that if I don't like it, I don't have to watch the show. If you don't like my videos, then you have to watch my videos. All right, it's my channel. I can do what I want. And so I don't blame the actors. I think they do a fine job. I think Anisha's a fine actor. I think she does fine. I think her character is just terribly written. And I know there was a lot that I didn't talk about that happened in this episode just because I don't think it's important. There's some scenes that happen that literally lead to nowhere. One scene I want to talk about, though, is where Anisha sees the old doctor friend. What was up with this scene? If you guys remember, they go to the military or the base, wherever they go to, Anisha and her family. She runs into the doctor friend that she met from the previous episode and the one before that. And there's this weird sexual tension between them. The whole family thinks they're banging or something. One, we're in the middle of an alien invasion. What's up with this horniness going on where the family just thinks all of a sudden that their mom is banging someone? If anything, she's just talking to a colleague and Ahmed's all getting defensive. The kids are looking up at him are you banging our mom? What the... it was so awkward for no reason at all. For no reason. I thought it was so dumb. And Ahmed just sucks. He just sucks. Listen to him talk about nonsense when she's cooking burgers and he's like, oh, I'm here now. Why didn't we do this family stuff? What do you mean you're here now? 2 episodes ago, you were just trying to leave. The first episode, you were trying to abandon your family. What are you talking about? You're here now. And Anisha just puts up with it. Ahmed should be dead. He should be dead. I will agree with everyone else. I think everyone can agree on that. Fuck Ahmed. I also think the show thinks it's more powerful than it actually is. Back to the diner scene where they're saying grace and they're saying they're gratefuls. And it's supposed to be this intimate moment that's cute. It was annoying. These kids are annoying. I don't have kids, so maybe that's just how kids talk nowadays. I don't know. But I honestly think that the show is awful. I'm sorry to say. I think it's terribly paced for an alien invasion show. And I see people saying oh, go watch Transformers then if you want, something like that. No, listen. I'm not a Transformers fan either way. I think the first one's good. I'll just say that. But for example, an old movie, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, 1978. That movie, we don't see aliens for, half the movie, more than half the movie. We don't really see, an actual alien for the whole movie. You could debate. There's a certain way, if you don't want to show the aliens but do an invasion show, this isn't a new concept. It's been done before. And it's been done much better in interpretations like Invasion of the Body Snatchers. To where, those characters in Invasion of the Body Snatchers, even if there was an alien invasion, those characters are still interesting. If there was no alien invasion in this show, and we were just focused on these characters, which is what they're doing anyway, we're not even focusing on the invasion anymore, it feels like, then the show I don't think people would be interested in it. Who cares about these relationships? Who cares about these characters? Who cares about Casper kissing a girl or Javante meeting every other new family and talking to them about whatever? Anisha and her family, they're not interesting, So even if there was no invasion, I can't connect to these characters, so... And like I said, we're just going in circles with the plots. Javante walks around, Anisha and family walk around. There's no new discoveries. That's the one thing that I'm pissed off about. There's no new discoveries in an alien invasion show. We're not even showing the invasion, but you're not even giving us anything else around it, except for Mitsuki and her wanting to send out a signal in the beacon. But that's the only new thing in this 56, 57-minute episode. And we're 7 episodes in. That's the thing. That's why I think it's the worst episode. Maybe some of the episodes were worse, but... the fact that we're 7 episodes in and they still haven't given us enough about anything, and there's 3 episodes left, I think the show will be a disaster. But let me know what you guys thought of this episode down below. Maybe you guys had a change of heart. Maybe you enjoy it. If you liked it, please, you can convince me in the comments. You can, talk about what you liked. I will thumbs it up, and I will say I'm glad you enjoyed the show, and I'm happy you enjoy it. I'm sorry this is coming off so aggressive, but, it is what it is. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please like this video, and if you're new, please subscribe. And that's it. Hope we get a new camera soon. See you guys in the next video. Have a great rest of the day. And that is it. Hopefully next episode has a little bit more to it. See you guys.